Hello everyone, No Addiction speaking here, and in today's video we're going to talk about why is it so hard to quit my gambling addiction. If you're new here or you're been, going to click that like button, go ahead and comment, on subscribe, click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And without further ado, let's go and get into this topic, guys, because this is one topic that we all will talk about. And I've seen a lot of people on the comment section saying that, oh, I've lost 60K here, I've lost 12K, I've lost this, I don't know what I'm going to do, I've lost my house, I've lost all this. But we got to get down to the root of the problem. Like, why is it so hard to actually quit the gambling addiction? It's like, and then at the same time, I'm looking at it from the lens of before I quit, wow, it was so hard for me to quit. And the many times that I actually quit and actually relapsed, how many, like, why was it so hard to why I couldn't just drop it and just leave it alone? And one, the dopamine receptors, it plays a huge part in that, because we actually look at it as something fun. So when we look at it as something fun, your body's going to actually give that chemical off, and it's going to contribute to your dopamine, and it's going to make you want to do that fun thing. So whether it was drinking, whether it's anything else, that whatever activity that stimulated you to that point in time, but it'll increase everything you want to do to that activity. So whatever it is, it'll draw you to whatever activity that was. In this case, gambling. But it's even worse, because now we've attributed the fun of actually using our resources that we need to survive and gambling it inside of a casino or a machine, and it actually gets to the point where it ruins our lives. See, the thing is, if this was just a game that we could play with, like a fake currency, something like Monopoly or something like that, it wouldn't really have a big effect, because it would be just like a board game. It doesn't affect us. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't affect us. But the fact that we're using our actual resources, like our money, like our bill money, something that we actually need to live, that is actually contributing to a lot of the stress that comes with having a gambling addiction. And the thing is, it's so hard, because when we actually get rewarded with a win that really isn't a win, it makes us feel like it gives us a double reward. One, we're having rewards when we're playing it, so we're getting the dopamine receptors from there, but then we get a double dopamine dose coming from when we actually get a win. And we call it a big win or whatever, but depending on how long you've been playing, we know that these big wins really aren't wins. We're really just trying to build back up the pot of what we've lost back then. We could say that, okay, we win 5K today, but you're probably like 30K in the hole over your tenure, over your whole career of gambling or whatever. Well, your whole gambling, I don't want to call it a career, but your whole gambling stint or whatever. So the thing is, it's just so hard to stop with that, because one is just the rewards. The rewards you get from gambling, it makes you feel like nothing's ever happened before. You see what I'm saying? So you could have lost like 30K like last week or something like that, and you win like 15 to 10K this week. You'll feel like, oh man, this is a whole brand new win. But it's like, the thing is, it's almost like a new win just wipes the whole slate clean. That's another big reason why it's so hard to quit gambling, because even though you've been so far in the hole, you've been so far, been dang near lost everything, but this new win make you feel like you're getting back into the saddle. You make you feel like you're getting back right. Okay, yeah. It was just a bad day. It was just a bad day. We just need to get right. You end up getting a big win, hit you with the dopamine receptors, and now we back in the same boat. Now we running until we end up losing that and back into the dumps. And another thing too, like I said, the psychological effect it has on your mind is a big thing as well. But it's gonna help. It's gonna be hard for you to quit, because the psychological effect on your mind it's contributed to the dopamine that's being released when you're playing it. So it has a good effect on your mind, but at the same time, it has the bad portion of it too. Because when you're losing, the roller coaster isn't really good for your hormones. It isn't good for your state of mind, your state of being. But the rewards outweigh it gets to the point where the rewards outweigh the bad times that you had. You have really bad down in the dump times, but I've noticed something too. When I used to lose and when I used to go back and win the next day, I used to be down in the dumps for like the entire night when I lost all my money. Like when I told you guys when I had the overtime and I had 16-hour shifts that day, I had like at least about 20 something hours of overtime, and I gambled it all in one night. But the next day, I was so down in the dumps. I was like, my mind was in so many dark places. But when I went like the next couple of days or something like that, it was I got a big win, and it made me feel like nothing ever happened. And even I'm still in the hole. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people are still in the same hole. They're still in the same dangerous and perpetual and predatory cycle, coming from these casinos, coming from these coming from these slots and all this other stuff on all the online games, and now they're targeting all kinds of stuff. It's making it even easier for you to lose large sums of money in short amount of times. And like one spend, you can lose life savings. It is getting to that point. See, the things that used to take like years and stuff to do, now it only takes about a couple minutes to do. You see what I'm saying? You can lose your whole livelihood in one night and a couple spins. This is how dangerous these games and these stakes are starting to get. And people and their targeting and their advertisements are getting way worse. So the thing is, that's why it's so hard to actually quit your gambling addiction, because one, you have all these advertisements, and then on top of that, like I say, you got the community as well too. I haven't even spoke on this, the community, because a lot of people actually go and gamble at these casinos because one, they have like they build the community and these fake friendships that you build up there, and everybody come up there and be like, oh, it's like that. It's almost like old like senior citizens that go out to play bingo and stuff like that. Excuse me. That same community is in that. So they'll associate the gambling and all those and the thing that they're doing with that with the community with they'll associate the community with the gambling. So now it just goes hand in hand. So they're really just being a bad influence for each other. Everybody's being a bad influence for each other. And the people that actually work there, that act like they care about you, and some of them may get to the point where some places talk to you like, talk to you any kind of way. You see what I'm saying? They don't even show their customers any like respect at this point in time, because they know they're gonna keep coming back. Is that to the point where they know they got you so gone that no matter how they treat you, they still come back? And I've seen this. I've seen this. So they'll subject themselves to disrespect just to keep on being able to tap and play. I've seen so many people like they just don't have. It's almost like they have no type of willpower. They get so mad and they're roller coaster emotions. They leave. They're so mad that they lost all their money, but they're back the next day like nothing happened. And it was for me because I done lost so much money. Like I'm like, dang, and I'm actually sitting there. I actually sat down and I tallied up all the money that I lost. And I'm like, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm like, why am I even going back? I was really thinking like, why in the hell am I even going back when I done lost all this money? And like the money that I've won is nowhere near coming close to the money that I've lost. But it's just like I'm still deep down in my mind get the urge to want to go and play and try to win all the money back, even though that's not possible. You see what I'm saying? We have this false sense of belief that we can actually win all this money back, and it's just not the way. That's not even the way the game is designed. Because if it was designed for you to get all your money back, if it was designed for you to win, it wouldn't be called gambling in the first place. It's called gambling for a reason. It's not called sure thing. It's not called sure money. It's called gambling for a reason. And the house has to make their money. So how do you think they're building all these big buildings? How do you think they're making it? They, of course, they're gonna have those few big winners, but that's how they keep the masses in their clutches, because the masses are hoping that they can emulate the success that they've seen from these few people. So how many people actually have to go and jump into the dark hole of the abyss, and how many people can actually make it to the other side of the bridge? It's like 3 people make it to the other side of the bridge, and like millions of other people fall into the abyss. You see what I'm saying? And who's to say that's not even staged? But everybody feel like one day their day is going to come. One day their day is going to come. But how many people have to be sacrificed for this to happen? You see what I'm saying? And that's another thing that I had to realize. That's another reason why it's so hard to quit gambling, because you feel like your day is going to come one day, and you hear about a big win. And like I say, the community is also the blind leading the blind. So they're actually bad influences on each other. So you hear somebody won, oh, he won a big win tonight. Oh, he won good tonight. He won good tonight. But you said he won good tonight, but that same guy they saying won a whole bunch of money, he lost a whole bunch of money the other night. So has he broken even? Is he still in the hole? You see what I'm saying? Like they only looking at what's happening today. So they get to the point where it's not even about their wins anymore. It's not even about you watching what somebody else is doing. You hoping you can emulate that. Now it's to the point where they don't even care about them being in the hole. They just want some money for the day. People are just trying to live for the day. That's not the way you're supposed to go with gambling, because that's a dark hole that you'll never climb out of if you keep thinking like that. You keep thinking like, oh, we just gonna keep moving on. I don't care about what I lost. I'm just gonna keep going, just going for the day. And I actually got into that mindset for a little bit of time. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't nothing but a dead end road. And eventually, you're gonna have to come to your senses. You come to your senses and understand that the damage you've done, and you're gonna have to you're gonna have to let that go, because one, you're just not gonna be able to get it back. Not gambling, that's for damn sure. That's for sure. You just have to move on with your life and understand that this isn't the way. And that's hard to do when you at the peak of your gambling addiction. It's hard to do because when I was in my glory days, nobody could tell me nothing. I was winning 5K a day gambling, so it wasn't nobody couldn't tell me nothing. I had to bump my head. I had to go through these things. So I'm gonna tell you right now, this is why it's so hard to quit your gambling addiction. This is why you get those urges. This is why, even though you lost so much money, you still want to keep going back and trying. This is why. Hopefully, I've went over all this in this video. Hopefully, you this video has resonated with you in one way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. If it has resonated with you, go on to click that like button, go on to comment, go on to subscribe, click that notification bell, go on to put in the comment section. We can talk about this and we can actually come together on this because this is a very big issue. It's a very big issue, and it's an issue that a lot of people don't like to talk about. One, because it's an embarrassing topic. Like one, like who wants to go and talk about how they lost all their bill money gambling at a machine overnight? Like who wants to talk about how they lost an entire paycheck that they worked 2 weeks really hard, busting and grinding to get for 2 weeks, and they lost all that money in 1 hour? Who wants to talk about that? Who actually wants to tell somebody that they've lost all their life savings in one night that they've accumulated for years? Nobody wants to talk about that. Don't nobody want to go and tell nobody about that. No. So this is that's why a lot of people just bury it and they keep it away. But this is a place where you all of you guys can talk about this. This is a very serious thing. And rather you talk about it amongst others that are going through it than other people that just don't understand. Because talking to people that don't understand this addiction is like talking to a wall. You see what I'm saying? People that don't understand or don't get or grasp even a piece of how gambling addiction works and why it's so hard to quit. You don't need to talk to them. You don't need to talk to them. Talk to other people that know how it is and is probably trying to do the same thing you're doing. But talking to your gambling buddies and asking what the special is for the night, that ain't gonna do nothing but bring you back to that casino. That ain't gonna do nothing but bring you back to your same ways. And these advertisements and all this other stuff, if you're able to self-exclude, do that as well. But at the end of the day, there's always ways around that. Because at this point now, it's get to the point where gambling is you really can't put a cage on that. It's starting to become uncaged. It's starting to become so unsanctioned to the point where self exclusion is not even going to even have an effect anymore. So it's going to have to be you. You're going to have to do this in your mind. You're going to have to make up in your mind that this isn't for me anymore. I'm tired of wasting my money and I'm tired of wasting my time. And I'm tired of going through these roller coasters of emotions of winning and losing. And you're gonna have to come to terms with that in your head. And I had to come to terms with that in my head. I had to stop playing games with myself and just let go of what I lost and just move on with my life. And that was the best thing I ever done. Best thing I ever done. You can do it too. It may not be easy, but it don't sound hard. It ain't gonna be easy. I'm gonna tell you that now. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna happen overnight. But I'm telling you right now, that's what you need to do. Sooner or later, one way or another. But anyway, no addiction speaking here. And if any of this resonated with you, go on to click that like button, go on to comment, go on to subscribe, click that notification bell, and just comment in this comment section. Let's talk about it. But remember, a gambler never wins until they quit. I'm out.